In the world of supplier quality, what happens before you even create a purchase order is often way more important than what happens after. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a core SAP tool that's like your secret weapon, your proactive gatekeeper, the quality info record for procurement. Most people just call it the QIR, and trust me, it's the key to baking your quality rules right into the purchasing process itself. So let's start with a really common challenge. Put yourself in the shoes of a quality planner. You've got this super critical component, and you've worked out some very specific quality rules with one of your suppliers, just for that part. The big question is, how do you lock those rules into SAP so that the purchasing team has to follow them every single time without exception? And this isn't just some theoretical question from a textbook, right? This is a daily headache in procurement and quality departments everywhere. When these little rules get missed, you end up risking all sorts of things, ordering the wrong amount, buying from a supplier who's on hold, or skipping a crucial inspection. Those are costly mistakes that can cause a massive ripple effect down the line. Let's look at a pretty typical scenario. So, picture this. Your company has these special terms for a really important component. Maybe there are deadlines for when you can order, or a cap on the total quantity you're allowed to buy, or maybe there's a mandatory inspection that has to happen before it even ships. How do you track all that? You can't just rely on some spreadsheet saved on a shared drive, or a bunch of emails or word of mouth. The rules have to live inside the system that's actually creating the order. See, managing supplier quality is never just about one simple rule. It's more like a whole web of questions you have to answer. What's the cutoff date for this order? What's the absolute max we can buy from them? Is this supplier even approved right now, or are they on a quality hold? Does this thing need a special source inspection? And where in the world is that signed quality agreement we spent months negotiating? Getting these answers right every single time is the real challenge. So, how does SAP tackle this complex mess of rules? Well, the answer is actually a really slick and dedicated solution: the Quality Info Record, the QIR. You should think of it as the central command center, the one document that controls the entire quality relationship for a specific material from a specific supplier. So what is it exactly? Well, at its heart, the QIR is a master record in SAP. But here's the magic trick. It connects three things: your quality info, one specific material, and one specific supplier. It's that unique combination that makes it so powerful. This isn't some generic company-wide rule. It's a laser-focused control. And the QIR isn't just a passive file sitting in a digital cabinet. Nope, it's an active controller. It literally governs what the procurement team can and cannot do. It's the system's bouncer at the door, enforcing the rules you set up. You'll typically create a QIR anytime you have a formal quality agreement or need to manage a specific release from a supplier. Okay, so now that we know what the QIR is, let's pop the hood and see what this thing can actually do. We're going to dive a little deeper into the specific control levers you can pull inside the QIR. The QIR really gives you 5 main ways to control procurement for quality. We're going to walk through each one: the release date, the release quantity, the super powerful blocking function, inspection control, and the quality agreement. First up, the release date. This one is simple but incredibly effective. It's a hard stop. The system just won't let anyone create a purchase order for this material from this supplier after this date. It's perfect for making sure you stick to time-sensitive deals or product phase-outs. Next, we have the release quantity. Now, this is important. This isn't a limit for each order. This is the cumulative total across all purchase orders. The system literally keeps a running count, and once you hit that maximum number, that's it. Procurement is cut off. It's absolutely perfect for managing things like volume-based contracts or materials that are only available in limited runs. All right, now for the blocking function. Honestly, this might be one of its most powerful features. If a supplier suddenly has a quality problem, you can just go into the QIR, flip a switch, and block anyone from creating new quotes or purchase orders. It's like an emergency brake, an immediate system-wide stopgap. Fourth on our list is inspection control. This is where you can get really granular with your quality checks. Let's say you have a high-risk part, and you don't want to wait for it to show up at your warehouse to find a problem. Well, right here, you can mandate a source inspection, which means your team has to go to the supplier's site to check it out before they're even allowed to ship it. And finally, number 5, the quality agreement. This little function turns the QIR into your single source of truth. You can create a direct link to the official, signed Quality Assurance Agreement PDF. What does that mean? No more frantic searching through shared drives or old emails during an audit. The actual legal document is attached right to the system record that enforces its rules. Okay, enough theory. That all sounds great, but let's see how this actually plays out in the system. We're going to walk through a really simple, practical example of the QIR in action. So here's the scene. Step 1, a quality planner goes into the QIR and flips on that blocking function we just talked about. They specifically block the creation of any new purchase orders. Then, step 2, a buyer who has no idea this just happened goes about their day and tries to create a PO for that exact same item from that exact same supplier. So, what do you think happens? Exactly. The system jumps right in. It doesn't let it go through, it doesn't crash, it just pops up a clear, simple message right on the buyer's screen, letting them know that this action is blocked for quality reasons. And that's the whole point. The QIR didn't just store the rule, it actively enforced it right at the moment of action. So, let's pull all this together. Why is this one little master data record so incredibly important? Let's talk for a second about the bigger picture, the strategic impact of using the quality info record the right way. If you remember one thing from this explainer, let it be this. The QIR changes your quality process from reactive to proactive. You stop being a firefighter catching problems at the receiving dock after you've already spent the money. Instead, the QIR makes you a gatekeeper, enforcing your quality standards before a purchase order can even be born. So to wrap it all up, the QIR centralizes everything. All your quality rules for one material and one supplier, all in one place. It proactively stops bad purchases before they happen. It makes sure that all those agreements and inspection plans you set up are followed automatically by the system. And at the end of the day, it becomes your single, undisputed source of truth for procurement quality. It makes the system work for you. So I'll leave you with a question to think about. Now that you really get what the QIR can do, what's the #1 biggest procurement risk you have in your company that this tool could help you fix? Just think about it. Where could a proactive, system-enforced gatekeeper make the biggest difference for you?